Hi there, Josh here. Welcome to Frames Per Second. Today we're here with Keely, and we're going to be shooting our first roll of Kodak Gold in 120, which is one of my favorite films, and so I'm glad it's in 120 now, so let's get to it. So this episode was delayed a bit more than I was hoping for it to be. I wanted it to be the previous episode, but we finally got to shoot Kodak Gold in 120. And yeah, I mean, I love Kodak Gold, so of course I was gonna love this. I know a lot of people are skeptical about cheaper films, but I've always been a big fan of Kodak Gold. Just look at it, it looks great. And this is while it's cloudy. And so yeah, we were kind of battling some clouds this day. So the first few shots is with overcast clouds, but later on the sun does come out, and we do play with that a bit too. But even then, the colors are still great. Gold just adds a little bit more of a punch and a saturation to it that you don't really get with portrait. And so for me personally, I prefer the look of gold. And given that it's 200 ISO, there's some good grain there. This shot, the focus is a bit more on the arm than the face, but that's not too big of an issue. Yeah, it still looks fine if you're looking at your phone or if it's not a large print. Film can look pretty good when the focus isn't exactly tack on the eyes, even though that is preferred. This shot, I love this location. The red and white striped curtain things were a bit more faded than the previous time I was there, which was a little bit disappointing. But still a great location, and thanks to the people that own it for letting me shoot out in front of it. And let's get you down off there. And so Keely I kind of picked because she does kind of have like this Italian vibe to her, and this is kind of like a Spanish-Italian kind of place. I think the Boa Vista is Spanish, so maybe more of a Spanish vibe, good. But still, the shots turned out pretty good. I was using my 65mm lens, which is close to like a 35 on 35mm, and it's one of my favorite lenses, though it is a bit harder for me to focus with it than my 80mm, just because obviously it's a bit, the depth of field isn't as shallow, so you don't notice the difference as much. But yeah, even with the overcast light, I still think it turned out pretty good, though here the focus is more on the arm as well. Yeah, we'll go for more but yeah, with the wider lenses, it is a little bit harder to tell when something's in focus, and when you're dealing with medium format, which is a lot shallower than 35, sometimes you won't always get it exactly where you want it, but it's still pretty usable. So now the sun's out, and we did play a bit more with that, and obviously outfit change, playing with the hat as well, and yeah, it's nice having another option. And while it is cheaper than the current prices of Portra 400, it's pretty much the same price Portra 400 was like a year ago, which is kind of funny because they're like, let's bring in a cheaper option, but we're gonna make everything else expensive, so it's actually not that much cheaper than Portra used to be not too long ago. I think it's a bit sneaky, but I do love Kodak Gold, and I'm glad there is a 120 option. And this shot I do like quite a bit, playing with the light and the shadow a little bit. And the contrast is something that I do like with it, that you get a bit less of it with Portra, because Portra's trying to be like a flatter profile for you to adjust more, and it's better for scanning, while Kodak Gold, the formula of that is kind of just trying to give you a look right out of camera, though I still will adjust this a little bit to get more shadow detail and just adjust some of the colors a little bit more. But with the shots I did edit, which aren't in this video because I haven't finished editing them, it's not that drastic of a difference that I did with it. And so yeah, I was always going to be a bit biased and like this film, but it's just nice to have the option to use it in medium format, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while, because I know they used to do it in the 90s and 80s, I'm pretty sure as well, and maybe even the early 2000s, they still had it for a bit. Now here we're playing with a bit more of that shadow and the light and the dappling a bit, and I think the focus is a bit more towards the hat and her chest rather than on her face, but you can't tell too badly from it, and it's not out of focus enough to be a problem. go for more of a close-up. Give us a smile. Okay. Here we go with a nice smile. It was a little bit annoying with the clouds we had, especially because the sun was setting and it was kind of setting towards the clouds, so we did have to do things a bit quicker. And we did shoot another roll in black and white, which will be another video, so keep an eye out for that in the future. And then we changed to one last look. I love playing with black gloves. It's something I've been doing a lot more of lately. And if you look at my professional Instagram, which is my portrait one in the description, I have been using gloves a bit more for some shoots. And it's something that I really like playing with. And I think here it's pretty fun because we're playing with these spots of light and she's wearing black. And so there's more of a contrast between the two, and we're really just highlighting the face a bit more. And here I think the focus is a bit more on the arm as well. Actually, there we go. It's nice, actually nice and sharp on the eye. Yay for me for actually getting it in focus once. But yeah, I mean it's hard to talk about a film that I've already talked about quite a bit in the past. So you can go back and watch my other video on Kodak Gold for portraits. Now this shot I got the focus a bit more on the arm, but I do like the color that you're getting from the golden hour. And yeah, for some reason whenever I try to do golden hour shoots, clouds like to come and annoy me with them. And so this is one of the few ones where I actually did get some shots that are golden hour-y rather than just overcast, which was nice for a change, because pretty much every shoot I've planned to be golden hour has ended up being an extra cloudy day or afternoon, or it was sunny just before we start shooting and then clouds would come. So here we actually did get some golden hour stuff, and Kodak Gold was definitely the right film for it, because I feel like if we shot it with portrait it wouldn't have stood out as much and would have looked a bit more normal. But here you definitely get the gold light. Playing with the dappling of the shadows is quite nice too. I think the focus is still more on the arm, but it's not that noticeable. Unless like I print it really big, which I don't know if I'll do that with this shoot. Maybe 1 or 2 shots, but we'll see. But yeah, it was good to be using my 605 again. It's been a bit of a while, and it's honestly been a bit of a while since I've done a shoot. And so this was fun getting back into things. I will hopefully be shooting a bit more rather than editing videos I shot last year that I just haven't posted yet. But yeah, let me know what else you'd like to see from me, and I'll see what we can do, just because I do feel like my videos have been a bit repetitive lately, so I do want to change things up. So let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, I love Kodak Gold, as I said before. And so there's not much else for me to say, because I've kind of said it in other videos already. But I hope you enjoyed the photo shoot. I like quite a few of the shots. This one's a nice one too. I just had to go with closed eyes. That's a nice smile there as well. And yeah, it's just fun doing photo shoots, playing with light and shadow as well. I think this shoot turned out pretty well, so please let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see me shoot Kodak Gold 120 on next, whether it's street, another portrait session, or something completely different. Let me know in the comments.
Yeah.
So that's all the time we have for today. Let's thank Keely for being our lovely model. And yeah, just let us know your thoughts on the cameras, the film, the images in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe to this post notification to know when there's a new episode. Anyway, I'm Josh. It's Keely. It's frames per second. Let's get out there, shoot some film.